Yo, yo. All right. I'm going to give people a little bit to tune in. Hope everyone's doing well. Coffee and comics, baby. We're hanging out. I'm probably going to talk a lot about, unless we get like donations and stuff, I'm probably going to talk a lot about my recent project that I'm working on. And I have the first part dropping today, which is personal DC reboot. Hope everyone's doing well. How's everyone doing? See, people are starting to tune in again. Coffee and comics pretty early. Shout out to everyone that's up early, though. For sure. We're going to hang out and talk about, unless we get donations, we're going to talk about primarily my recent project that I'm working on. I will obviously be dropping other videos during the project because the project's going to be over time, several episodes. But I'll be completely rebooting and fixing Marvel and DC Comics. Everything from the Cosmology to which storylines should go where, introducing some more storylines and how. Everything should scale. It's 1 a.m. where you are? Shout out to you, big dog. Shout out to you for tuning in. Yeah, so today for content after the stream and whatnot, because obviously tonight I'm watching the fucking John Jones fight. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm watching Jones fight. That's real. Now, anyways, 1 p.m. afternoon? Oh, okay. Shit. That ain't that serious. But, Jones fights tonight, so I'm going to drop a couple videos today before that so I can just chill tonight, right? I'll be watching it in my server, by the way. And this is like this is probably the most fun I'm ever going to have on a project so far. Just working on this DC and Marvel reboot, rewrite, and restructure, because I love to write, I love to create, and I'm also very impulsive. Like, sometimes it kind of affects my content because I'll just drop random shit because I want to, and to kind of curve that energy, I'm gonna steer it towards this project for both sides, and I'm gonna alternate the drops of these videos. So, like, I'll drop the DC one today, but then I'll drop the Marvel one tomorrow. Both ones are going to be introducing the Cosmology, because I'm restructuring the Cosmology for both of them. Already figured out how I'm going to structure DC's, and I'm very excited to introduce everybody to it. I think it's a very easy to understand Cosmology, which I feel like is something you have to take a lot of pride in when you have a massive landscape like DC Comics or Marvel Comics. Your Cosmology has to make sense because we're going all over the cosmos with this shit, you know? So that's gotta just make sense. So, and by the way, if you want access to like my project server and whatnot, it's only $1 and up. So you can either donate here, or well, actually no, donate through the Cash App so I can send you the Discord link. Or if you donate on stream, you gotta join my Discord and let me know so I can send you the link. Because I gotta privately send you the link. All of my YouTube paid members as well will get a free link. I'm gonna drop that in the community chat for them. I'm gonna post my Cash App link as well. But yes, if you purchase access to the server, there's levels of like access to the project. Like you can even go as far as collabing on it. But the server is definitely fun because I drop all my ideas in there. We reflect on everything. I talked to all the members about it so far. We already got like 10 members from the first day. It's definitely a fun project. All right, let me drop the Cash App link. Give me 1 second. We're taking our time today. It's coffee and comics. It's laid back. All right, let's see. Now, just curious for those in the chat, which side of the project are you more excited to follow? The Marvel side or the DC side? Like, which rewrite, restructure, revamping are you more excited for? On which side? Curious to see. Let's see what the morning group is vibing with the most. Blue One said, hey, I wanted to ask, can I use the funny parts from some of your different videos and put them into one big compilation video? Credits will be given. I just love your content. Your vids are hilarious. I'll tell you this much, Blue One. Add me on Discord as well. And like, yeah, that shit, yeah, I'd be down. I'd go as far as I'd probably react to it. I might react to that shit. I'll also shout it out, and I'll shout your channel out. That'd be funny. I ain't mad at that. Definitely let me know when it drops. Like, hit me up on Discord, let me know what you got working on. If you turn it into a series or something, I react to that as well. So, first person said Marvel. Shout out to Asher. Asher said the Marvel side. I can see the Marvel appeal. I think a lot of, like, so far the people that joined my server, they were like, yo, I can't wait to see your take on Marvel because I've read so much of Marvel. I was like, I know, but both projects to me are super dope to work on. Super dope to work on. Yeah, we're gonna let him cook for sure. If someone wants to make like my funniest moments compilation, that shit probably is funny. Because I don't like script my stuff 99% of the time. So it's just shit I said. In terms of like stuff, even like Goon series, as far as scripting that, the only thing I script is like I have a list of the moments. I'll say like moment 1, and I'll have the panel. Damon said, shout out to Damon. He's from my server as well. Shout out to all the server members tuning in. I feel DC has more cleanup work. So hyped for that. Damon, definitely hit me up to join the server, bro. DM me. Gotta get you access to that. Do I plan on revamping your Apocalypse video? Was it a scaling video for Apocalypse? I will say this too, since I already completed my restructuring of the DC Cosmology. Um, I moved several layers, got rid of a couple as well. It's going to be controversial, but in my opinion, it's the best possible version of the cosmology. Eventually, I'll hit the Goon series back hard, but right now we're just making content we want to, as well as content that was purchased. But I'm gonna like pick a week where I just probably drop straight Goon shit. How strong is Apocalypse? I don't know. I might restructure that. I think my tier list. I haven't completed my tiering list for DC yet, but I have like a general idea what most of it is, and I think it makes a lot more sense as well. It'll be controversial to some. Like I'll tell you here right now, as like an early like just opinion. I feel like Deathstroke should just beat Batman. I don't feel like they should be that competitive. I feel like Batman should have to fight a perfect fight. I'm just talking about how they are conceptually, okay? Just as conceptual characters. I feel like Batman would have to fight the perfect fight. This is how it should be, narratively. Batman should have to fight the perfect fight, and Deathstroke kind of fumble the bag for Batman to beat him. They shouldn't be same tier. Just my opinion. Just how I would portray them. Like, there should be that mystique of Deathstroke showing up and being like, man, there's a good chance I don't make it out of here. But you don't really get that anymore. Fucking Nightwing's clutching W's against Deathstroke. No, the Cosmos would also be a story in the House of Ideas. The story of the Cosmos and the stories of the Celestials. They literally have their own narratives. That's the funny thing. Yeah, I feel like I just feel like there should be. So I kind of view it like this, right? Let's say we go label it street tier for DC. We put Batman as like highest, high, almost the highest echelon of this tier, with probably the peak of this tier being the absolute peak, being Bane with the toxin, right? Like he'd probably be the peakest, but they'd still be the same tier. And then I would have Deathstroke at the next tier. That's how I'd do it. Even the Never Queen in Marvel had like a story or a narrative from the House of Idea. It's like everything is technically a story. On Marvel side, I'm not quite sure where I would draw the line. There'd be a lot less. Like I know people think I wank in my scaling, but believe it or not, there'd be a lot less wank in my universes. There just would. I just wouldn't have like insane jobber moments like Spectre getting drop kicked by Batman. That's not going down in my hood. No. On the Marvel side, I haven't decided on how I'm going to officially restructure the Cosmology, but it's going to be interesting. For sure. I'm not going to lie, my style of how I will portray the Marvel Cosmology will probably be influenced, honestly, by shit like the classic Doctor Strange run. I felt like that Cosmology made sense, but I'd also probably condense it at certain parts and just throw certain things out. So we'll see. Yeah, I heard the casting rumors for Sentry. I talked about it last stream. It's actually up on my channel if you want to go watch it. Question for the chat, right? Pretty interesting one, too. When I get around to so both sides of Marvel and DC will start off with, so the two sides will start off with 2 episodes, right? First episode, Cosmology. Boom. Both sides. Episode 2 for both sides, the tiering. How characters stack up to each other. After that, we'll get into stories. What should be the first story for Marvel and DC? What do you come out swinging with if you're doing a reboot of both? Interested to see what chat says. Just to clarify, and for anyone new to the stream, the question I have for the chat was, if you were to be rebooting Marvel and DC, What are the first stories you would tell? What's the first story you would put out? Curious to hear y'all's answers. So, what would be the first story y'all tell for Marvel or DC? Like, it's your version of New 52. Someone said they'd make Justice League Dark movie. That's not a comic, but okay. Damon said he'd start with the Fantastic Four. Not a bad idea. It's really not. Make sure to comment in the live chat if you want anything in particular answered. You can donate to either the Cash App or directly to YouTube. Also, hit those emoji things that flood my screen in the chat. Those shits are lit. Yeah, today's videos, one is could Thor stop the Green Scar? Second video is Fixing DC Comics Episode 1. And it'll be about the Cosmology. I think Jones is gonna destroy Gon. Someone said start with Blue Marvel on the Marvel side? Maybe. That's reasonable. So your first story you would start off with is Blue Marvel versus Thor? That's for okay. That's a really random story to start with. I don't even know why they'd beef, really. Marvel's kind of passive. For DC, have someone like Mixie or the brothers describe and show us how the cosmology works and ranks. That's fine, but at the same time, I don't feel like people would like read that to start. You know, they'd be like, I'm not really trying to read a solo issue with the brothers. Don't think that sells. I will say in my cosmology that I did, my revamp of the cosmology, For the DC side, I ended up with 14 layers. There's 14 layers in the entire Cosmology. And my top layer is not the Overwood. Yeah, I'm undecided on which story I'm going to start with for Marvel and DC. I know what the Cosmology is for DC, and then Sunday, the Marvel one will drop. I'm excited to show you guys my DC Cosmology. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I think my rewrite is sick. I think everything ultimately makes sense, too. Just don't do an Ultimates where everyone got their powers from a shield experiment. That's definitely not the direction I'm going, for sure. Completely get that. So, Rock and Alice said they'd go with more of a failed to save creation approach with the heroes, and like the stories start out with that. That's a little chaotic. Kind of appreciate the approach. I'm not sure I'd go with it though. Why would Wonder Woman randomly be in the God Sphere? Matter of fact, after this stream ends, I'm literally going to record my Cosmology. Dude, it's going to be so sick. She wouldn't just be... She doesn't have, like, an elevator to the God Sphere, though. She's not just going to, like, randomly be there. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of chaotic. I'm going to treat my first 2 episodes for both sides almost like a guidebook, you know? Like, hey, here's the reference of the Cosmology before we hop into our adventures. This is how it's laid out. And then here's how characters kind of scale to each other, and you'll see that portrayed throughout the comics. I think that's my approach. I feel like that's how we have the most fun. You guys kind of have a sense of, okay, Like, it builds the suspense, you know? Like, for example, when a Deathstroke shows up in my universe against someone like a Nightwing, you know, it's a good chance we're not walking out. There's that kind of suspense. I also, and hey, I might catch some heat for this, but I don't care. I'm perfectly willing to kill characters in my main universe. I am perfectly willing to put them on a t-shirt for the sake of good storytelling. You said you would start with a Batman story first? That's completely reasonable. Like, I get that. Shout out to the emoji users in the chat. The floating emoji users. Oh, wait, you meant, like, kill Batman first? Oh, nah. I don't know who I'm gonna do dirty first. It's gotta be for the sake of storytelling. I'll tell you one thing, and this might be a hot take. Batman's not pulling up in many battles in my universe with the Justice League. I'm sorry. Bro should not be there in a lot of this conflict. In a conflict that requires the physical power of Superman, Batman shouldn't be hanging out there. Sorry. He should not be in that conflict. Hell no. Unless he's in a suit, like a crazy suit. Like, that would be. That's just how I feel, man. Like, unless Batman's made in a properly created suit with, like, specified to withstand Kryptonian level battles, he should not be hanging out in any conflict that requires the services of Superman. Yes, I absolutely agree. Someone, shout out to Asher, commented Batman should play the man in the chair back in the Watchtower. He should be like almost the boogeyman because he's watching them. Like, he's observing the battle, he's observing all the heroes and shit, and he's like quarterbacking them from a safe distance. That'd be terrifying. I'm sorry. If he's just conducting the battle, it's a lot of W's to be had. His efficiency honestly probably goes up. That's the dark truth. He'd be a lot more valuable in that role. But it would also add to, like, the hype behind Batman pulling up with a new suit. Because, like, if he's never in the conflicts and he's more so just directing how they approach them from the Watchtower, when he does join conflicts, we're going to be like, oh shit, nah, it's about to get real. He's got a new suit. Let's go. Shout out to Drip for making the first stream. Big W for you. Everyone, W for a first time stream viewer. W in the chat. W for Drip. We celebrate the new viewers. I have a question for y'all on the DC side, right? On the DC side, who's your first major villain? Who's your first major big bad? Who is the first big bad you would have in DC? I have a few that immediately come to mind for me. For one, I'm not starting with Darkseid. I'll get that out the way. Not starting with Darkseid, I just think that's too generic. No offense to Darkseid. We have Naran, basically the pseudo Lucifer, famous for getting people to sell their souls to him. He's like a way stronger Mephisto. We have potentially Mongol, depending on how you write him, in his war world. You could turn that into like a really intimidating concept. We then have trying to think of the ones I had initially put. Trigon and his demonic family. That's a fun way to start it. You can also introduce the magic side. I actually thought about Reverse Flash. I did consider Reverse Flash. Parasite. Interesting. There's also Mixie. Yeah, but guys, I am so excited to get the Cosmology for DC to you. I'm actually going to head out and go ahead and go record that and record the Green Scar Thor video. Definitely excited to drop both of y'all. Those to you, check out my Discord. Links in this live chat or this live stream, as well as there is a link on my other videos. Go check out my Animal Goon video until the other ones drop. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.